Starting in 2025 and continuing into the present, measles outbreaks have been erupting across the country. In fact, this is the most cases of measles in the US since before 2000, when measles was eliminated. The state worst affected is South Carolina, with just shy of 1,000 cases being reported. Looking at the South Carolina Department of Health's measles report, of the 985 cases, 919 were in unvaccinated individuals, while only 26 were in fully vaccinated people. Clearly, there's a growing problem that's letting these preventable illnesses affect our community. In the United States, vaccination rates are declining, and as a result, infectious diseases are on the rise, and thousands of people are suffering its consequences. As stated above, measles is the worst it's been in over 30 years, and diseases like whooping cough are more prevalent than before COVID. According to Johns Hopkins, in 2024, there were 36,000 cases of whooping cough, and in 2025, there were 28,000. If we let these trends continue, many of these diseases will become endemic in the US, meaning that they continually persist and are always infecting people. If this becomes the norm, millions of people will be getting sick, and thousands will be perishing to these diseases. This is especially true for young kids and infants, who are the most at risk for disability and death through the complications of these diseases. And what's most worrying is that this is the age group that vaccination rates are declining the fastest in. And this is because parents are deciding against routine childhood immunizations. According to the CDC's report on kindergarten vaccination rates, vaccines for MMR have been on the decline. In 2019 to 2020, the rate was 95.2%, but in 2023 to 2024, it fell to 92.5%, leaving 250,000 children at risk. To solve this issue, we need to bring vaccination rates back up above 95%. Vaccines are incredibly effective at preventing illness and stopping transmission between people. They are very safe and have been proven through extensive and continual studies to be safe, and much, much safer than contracting the full-blown illness. However, there are states that are trying to introduce bills that would lighten vaccine routines and recommendations. This would definitely cause vaccination rates to decline, endangering many millions of Americans. We need to prevent these bills from becoming laws and urge them to make more rigorous vaccine recommendations. Through pressuring legislators, we can get vaccination rates back above 95%. And in doing so, we can cause diseases like measles and whooping cough to disappear in the US or fall down to just a handful of cases per year. If vaccination rates continue to decline, though, many of these diseases will become common, and parents will once again have to get used to seeing their kids infected with measles. They'll get used to the red rash and the boiling fever they have to suffer, but that's the lucky parents. Many thousands will have to witness as their children suffer measles encephalitis as the virus enters their brain, causing severe headaches, convulsions, and often resulting in permanent brain damage, coma, or death. However, if we can get vaccination rates above 95%, even the most infectious diseases like measles will not be able to spread very well, and outbreaks will stop being a thing from the herd immunity created. Parents and kids alike will no longer have to suffer these illnesses or even fear contracting them in the first place. The CDC found that routine childhood vaccinations between 1994 and 2023 prevented 500 million cases of illnesses, saved 1.25 million lives, and saved society $2.7 trillion. If we can keep vaccination rates up, we are sure to provide a healthier future for all Americans. With all that you know about the dangers of declining vaccination rates, I want to ask you guys to help us make a change. Many states such as California, New Hampshire, South Carolina, and Florida are deliberating bills that would lessen vaccine recommendations and mandates. For example, Bill S0741 in South Carolina would exempt all children under the age of 2 from requiring their routine vaccinations. This is during a critical time when these kids are most at risk for complications and right before they enter public spaces like school, where they're going to be much more exposed to these diseases. To prevent this, I would like you to call your senators and House members and urge them to vote no on these bills. Tell them that you're a voter in your zip code and how important vaccines are to you, how many lives they've saved, how much disability they've prevented, the effects of not having vaccines and how much suffering they cause, how much money it saved the US, do anything to make them see how important these vaccines are. And the more people that reach out, the better. Right here, I have the names and numbers of all 100 US senators. Please call them, and if you need to, pause this video to see the numbers and their names a bit better. All of their numbers start with 202, 224, and end in the 4 digits you see. Sorry for covering it up there. Please urge them to vote no on these bills and tell them the importance of vaccinations. Thank you very much. And if we can do this, we will for sure create a healthier and better future tomorrow.